how long will it take until an AI can mix a track better than I can? Like that I think that's a legit question to ask. I don't
It,
know if it's within
no,
my
it,
lifetime, but
no, it definitely is. And I mean, we've been thinking about that a lot at Sonible too, because what we do is we say it's assisted mixing. It supports you in your mixing process, and we always assume that you are in control. That's why we show all the parameters. We always assume that all the creative decisions are done or made by the mixing engineer. Depending on the skill set, it may be more or less stuff that's modified, but we always see the human as the central part of the creative process. But yes, when we think about more holistic systems, for example, things like isotope neutron or so is doing, where you don't have just the small building blocks, but you have a more or less a complete assistant in every track you have. It's on the one hand very fascinating, and we have been trying stuff in that field too, and it's surprising how far you can get already with that kind of approach. But still, we're also a bit struggling with how can we develop products that are actually really helping the creative process or the mixing process and not taking away all the fun of it. Because in the end, at least I would say 90% of our customers don't earn their living with mixing. They do it as a hobby because it's like playing an instrument. And you don't want to, for example, let's say you play the guitar and suddenly there's an automatic guitar robot that's playing the guitar for you. Where's all the fun? You know, it doesn't make sense. And it's somehow similar with mixing or music production in general. There has to be the fun part of mixing has to stay there, and the annoying part, okay, we could take that away. You know, it's like, and that's what we trying to figure out. How can you just create new tools that support you in your craft, but don't completely take away your craft and take away the human aspect of it. Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, if I could reverse this thought, there's also some value in let's say that you're really you're making music for the fun of it, and you like to finish your track, and you're on a low budget, then plugins with AI. I actually really like then the Focusrite Fast bundle, but that stuff has Sonible stuff in there, so it's kind of Sonible, but it can really help them to get further with their hobby and with their fun without walking into a brick wall when they call up a studio and they get the offers from them. And that's also, of course, what has happened 10 years, 15 years ago, making recording equipment accessible to everybody. I think that has always been a good development because more people are making music now, and making music is fun. So, more happy people in the world.
So, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think if you look at let's say the creator side of things, like the musicians or music producers that just have some idea, they create it, and then they want to have a decent quality of what they did. For them, it's really only supportive, the whole AI thing. Yeah, it allows them to actually finish a track and not just leave it unfinished and save it somewhere and never listen to it again. I think the more professional the actual users become, the more challenging the idea of, okay, because, for example, you could do most of the stuff, at least, that the AI is doing yourself. Probably you're not as quick in some tasks.
Yeah, that's
but
an issue. Yeah, the AI is quicker.
But you could do it. So it's not that 10 years ago people couldn't produce a decent quality mix because there was no AI. It's not true. It was possible, and it's still possible. So the higher your personal level of experience is, the less you may need these tools, and the more they seem like a threat to you, probably. Or at least that's our experience when we talk to people. Even for people who are very experienced, they can be very, very helpful in the production process.